I want to thank all my colleagues for this support. A lot has been said on the areas of how we could have passed the budget earlier, and I think there's definitely room for improvement in the area of cooperation and collaboration between the executive and legislative arm of government. As you all know, there are at least 50% of capital expenditure of ministries, some of them up to end of February, still had not done the defense. I think this is an area that we must work on the two arms of government. Let me, as I say, hope that we will all work together to see the full implementation of this budget, and commend everybody for your efforts in making this work.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for staying with us on the program. So here are some quick facts about the 2018 budget. The budget passage by the National Assembly comes 3 days after the Minister of Finance, Mrs. Kemi Adeosun, hinted of government's plans to close the 2017 budget. So the 9.12 trillion naira, or the $29.8 billion, is the highest since Nigeria's independence. So it is also 22% higher than the 8.6 trillion naira spending plan initially presented by President Muhammadu Buhari last year in November. So my partner tonight, Mr. Eze Onyekwere of the Center for Social Justice, his organization has done a lot of job on this very document, and Mr. G.T. Ogunye, a lawyer based here in Lagos. Both of them are giving insight to some of the issues that we're discussing today on the program. So let me come to you quickly, Mr. Onyekwere. From your perspective and that of Center for Social Justice and some of your colleagues and partners that you've worked on the details of this budget and making sense of what the document is all about, what is your immediate reaction? It's been jacked up by over 500 billion, and those areas by which additional monies have been put. What do you make of this budget document generally?
Well, it's too early in the day to make a very huge comment because we are yet to see the final details of what has been approved beyond the overall figures. But I must say that in terms of the time it took to approve this budget, the executive and the legislature were simply playing a game, but Nigerians did not understand. Look at the Appropriation Act of 2017. It was signed in June, and it clearly said that it should run for a consecutive period of 12 months, which meant that is supposed to end by the end of May, this very month. And that's why the Minister of Finance was saying we are closing the budget for 2017. So while we were complaining out there on the streets, they knew exactly what they were doing, and they did it finally. Now, on the issue of the jacking up, you know that the initial benchmark price was about $45 per barrel. They had to move it up to 51, so they got some more resources which they could allocate to beef up the expenditure in some sectors. But ideally speaking, I don't think we should be projecting so much of a deficit now. We should be thinking in terms of having a little bit more money on the saving for the rainy day account, and as well as managing whatever we have in a very fine way so that at the end of the day, we will deliver more value for money to the Nigerian people.
I mean, are you also concerned, Mr. Onyekwere, because of the budget cycle matter? The executive has also said last year that they want to regularize it. It has become a failed project. It has become an illusion for that to happen. What are your fears? Do you think we can ever achieve that in the coming years?
Definitely, there's no way they can regularize, because if they're starting in late May or June, that means they will have less than 6 months to the end of the year. And if you look at 2019 coming up, they have even more reasons to delay the budget. They will be going for their primaries, their conventions, and election campaigns. And you recall that it's a medium-term expenditure framework that grounds the budget. And it's supposed to have been ready by the end of June. As we speak today, I don't think anything has happened on the side of the executive. So the preparation will definitely be late. It will get to the National Assembly late, and they will have more than enough justification because of the elections to delay the 2019 budget process. So until both of them have an agreement, it should have happened last year. They should have carried over projects that they couldn't finish in December 2017 into the 2018 budget so that they can now start afresh. But they didn't do that. And that's why we have this scenario today. But if they can do that at the end of this year and then submit the budget to the National Assembly by, say, September, there may be hope of reverting back to the January to December financial year as indicated in the Financial Year Act.